Hello YouTube, this is Southern Raised Atheist doing a video response to The Amazing Believer and the Decline and Fall of Christian America. In the first part of this video, he talks about the stats, about how as many people, like I think 10%, is no longer identifying themselves as Christians, how that was prophesied in the Bible. That's pretty vague, so I'm going to skip that part and we're going to hit into the rest.
Now, let's just look at some ways that Christianity is declining in America. Rick Warren, the pastor who spoke at Obama's inauguration, he's abandoned his battle against gay marriage.
Now then, Christianity holds that if you think something, if you have lust in your heart, then you might as well commit a deed. So, why should he fight gay marriage? That is something that has become legal in the United States. It doesn't really hold a lot of churchiness to it anymore. It doesn't matter if you get married and the state recognizes you as being married. It doesn't matter if the church doesn't recognize you. You get all the rights of being married, whether or not the church likes it or not. So if he's fighting just the marriage, then what is he accomplishing? He needs to fight, if he's going to do the Christian thing and be correct there, he should be against homosexuality and not gay marriage. So that is kind of a fight that I don't think he should be doing. If God said, thou shalt not, be homosexual, be gay, then why do Christians need a man-made law to make that something you should obey? Christians should already be obeying that. So that means 76% of the country immediately is no longer gay, no longer homosexual, should be over that. So right there, you're, doing good. Why do you need a man-made law to make it any stronger if God's already commanded it?
Now, if you're a Christian and the Bible says that homosexuality is wrong, shouldn't speaking out against gay marriage be one of your top priorities? I mean, is he still going to speak out against murder? Is he still going to speak out against theft, lying, adultery? But he's abandoned this battle against it. He thinks that we are to befriend homosexuality.
Has Christians tried to make it against the law to commit adultery? There used to be laws against adultery. Curious to know that. Perhaps I will have to look that up.
Which I have no problem with that. Jesus hung out with the adulterers, with the fornicators and all that. But he preached out against their sins. He hung out with these people so that he could be an example to them and they might turn to God. But he did not support their sins. Now, more evangelists in the world are accepting the idea of theistic evolution, that God created the universe, but he used the Big Bang and evolution to do it. More and more of them are accepting that so they don't have to sit on the fence between this debate. Now,
are they accepting it because they don't want to sit on a fence? And they think it's if 76% of the United States is Christian, then why are they having to sit on a fence? Why is there any kind of pressure for them to accept evolution? The only pressure is the mountains of evidence that pretty much every branch of science proves evolution. I am not going to go into that right now. There's no reason for me to. There's Thunderfoot, there's Aaron Raw, there's Don Exodus 2. Wonderful videos on evolution, how things work. And he's also a theist. He believes in God. And he will do a much better explanation since he uses it in his daily work to explain why it is true.
If they accept theistic evolution, then they can say that they're with both sides, but you have to be with one side.
What side is that? Reality versus make-believe? Evolution is not atheism. atheism is not evolution. There are atheists who don't accept evolution. Science it's not religion religion or science. That's completely a false dichotomy right there.
The church is also full of hypocrisy.
So very true.
There was a girl in class a couple weeks ago, and she was talking about how people put on a mask when they come to church. And she said she sits by a guy every single week that he looks like he's hung over from the night before. And this is how much of the church is. They have parties the night before where they have sex, get drunk, and probably do a whole lot more stuff, but
you don't even know what they can be doing. You're convinced that they're doing all these bad things, but you have no clue. You haven't even lived enough to even know what these bad things could be. Also, he may come to church. He may be hungover. How do you know that he is trying not sincerely, trying not to drink, but has a problem and is trying to get over that? And he is doing his prayer and his actions to try to stop that. And here you are pretty much saying that all he is just a hypocrite. Do you have that kind of insight into people?
Then they come to church the next day. So the church is full of hypocrisy. The Bible also says this.
It's not hard to figure out that people can be hypocrites.
Christians are not standing up for what they believe in, as you can see by issues such as abortion and same-gender marriage. Christians are not standing up for this.
Christians, I think your problem here is you need to just go ahead and define Christian. Saying someone's a Christian doesn't really nail down what they truly, honestly believe. These people may honestly, truly believe they're Christian and may not believe that there's a problem with abortion or that there's a problem with gay marriage or homosexuality. Christianity is almost getting to be as uninformative as saying someone is an atheist. You guys need to work on that.
Against it, excuse me. And that is why our voice is not being heard. They're not...
76% of the population, and your voice is not heard. Still against the law in a lot of places to buy alcohol on Sundays, and your voice is not being heard. Paranoid much?
Standing up for it, and so the government's thinking, well, they must not care about it.
Chances are most of our government people got elected on pandering to such things a lot of times. Due to time constraints, I'm going to go ahead and call this video here, and then I will do a part 2 and post it as well. See you in a little bit.